Hello, visionary, and welcome to our deconditioning. I notice my glasses are giving me a little glare. Deconditioning, the truth of human design revealed. So, oops, sorry about that. I'm going to hope that you guys can all see me and hear me. And we actually are going live in our Facebook group and hopefully in our YouTube channel as well. And so I want to really welcome everybody in our YouTube community and give a shout out to all of the amazing community we have. It's been really amazing getting to know you guys and learning about your charts and learning about who you are. And your feedback and your comments, just amazing comments, amazing feedback from everybody. And it truly is a great honor to share this journey with you because, as you know, it has completely changed my life. And I feel so inspired to bring in as much intel as possible for you guys as well. So if anybody who's here listening live can give me a thumbs up or say, hey, let me know where you're from, that would be awesome. Just so I can make sure that I can see your chats. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see everybody's chats. But if I don't, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, what I'll do is if I don't see your chats, because I'm not seeing them yet, what I will do is I will make sure to comment on every single comment after the video. Not on YouTube? Don't see it. Okay. So hopefully we're on YouTube also. It says we are. I am using a new software. Hey, Keiko. Oh, hi, Kiki. Hey, Beauty. Hi, Christopher. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for letting me know. Hello from Texas. Awesome. Thank you for the love. Thank you for letting me know. If you happen to be live on YouTube, let me know. That'd be great. We're trying to find it there as well. Hello. Hey, Daniel. 51 Emotional MG. Awesome. Maria, you made it. Hello. Okay. So let me tell you about what we're doing today. So I want you guys to really prepare because this is going to be a powerful session. It is really going to be some deep work. And that is my intention for this particular training. Is I'm working with an incredible group of people, some of whom are here now, Christopher and Keiko, and you guys have been on this journey with me and you know how deep it is. You know we're going through some very intense process, learning so much about ourselves, and it's really amazing and so powerful. And one of the things that I realize is as we're going through this intel, what's happening is you're having aha moments. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about who you are. And you have a new strategy, a new way to look at the world and operate correctly as yourself. Now, this goes into not just your life, but also your business and how to make money and all of these things. But there's also a process that goes with this, which is what we call deconditioning. And that is the truth revealed about human design. And it is very intense. It's an intense process. And that's what I want to talk about today. So give me a yes, I've heard of deconditioning in the comments below, or no, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I know who I'm talking to. So just a yes or no, I've heard of deconditioning or not. And remember, if you if I don't respond right away, I will respond to every single chat. So I'm trying to angle so my glasses don't reflect too much, but it's kind of hard to do. Okay, so give me a yes or a no. And the question again is, yes, I'm familiar with deconditioning, or no, I'm not familiar with what deconditioning is. And Keiko's a yes. Christopher's a yes. Judy, oh, awesome. Hey, Judy is a yes. Hey, Amber, I'm deep in the deconditioning process. Yes, you most definitely are. And it's big, right? Super intense. It just is. It just is. And don't feel bad if you have no idea what we're talking about, because that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. So basically what human design does is it shows you who you are. So you learn your aura type and you learn, um, you know, wow, that is so me. And you have these aha moments like, yes, that's how I operate. Yes, that sounds like me, right? Particularly if you've never heard this before. And you're like, yes. And it's sort of like giving you aha moments. Now, what happens in the chart as well is everywhere that you're white, and I do have one chart. Kristen McGavern had posted her chart in the Facebook group, and she is a splenic projector. And a lot of your charts I know, actually, I know, Amber and Kiki, and I know Christopher, and I know some of your charts. So we're going to be looking at some of this stuff together today. But the main thing we're going to be looking at is the experience of deconditioning. Why is this so important? Well, everywhere in your chart where you're white, okay? And this includes hanging gates too, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, okay? But particularly in the squares and the triangles, which we call centers. How are we doing, Davidian? Oh, there's a separate chat on YouTube. Okay, so why can I not see that? I'm wondering, is there any way, can you comment on YouTube to the chats? So, okay, so we just found out we are live on YouTube as well, and there's a separate chat that I'm not seeing. By the way, I want to shout out to Brenny who gave us this. Did I already shout out to Brenny who gave us this software? It's StreamYard, which now we're able to broadcast in both places, which is really exciting. But if I'm missing some of your chat, I apologize. I'm going to figure it out. I promise you. This is my first time using it, but I promise you I'm going to figure it out. Maria, are you on YouTube? Oh my God. Okay, hold on a second. I just saw Maria is on YouTube and Dwayne is on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Okay, and Daniel actually is YouTube too. I'm figuring it out. Okay. Awesome. You guys are the best. Thank you for being patient with me. Technology is interesting. Thank you so much. Okay, I am getting it. I'm seeing where they're coming in both. So YouTube, please comment. I can see them now. This is pretty exciting for me. So let's dive in. So the first thing, what we're talking about is the undefined, which means there's white in your chart. Now, what I'm going to start with today, and the reason I'm doing this, let me start explaining why, is because what I've started to realize as I'm studying, like, the Joe Dispenza, and I'm studying all of this stuff around the mind, is human design teaches you that your vehicle intelligence is really how we will be brought to our life purpose and a career that we really love. And the idea is that the mind takes the back seat and allows the vehicle to operate. And this is a concept that doesn't just go with human design, it also goes with many other spiritual, occult, and mystical teachings, is that you allow yourself to have a passenger consciousness. And what human design does is it gives you a little bit more detail about how to operate the ship. Like, okay, turn left here, sacral, right? Or I'm a projector, wait before you move. So it's a very specific, detailed authority for your life. And the idea is that if you're willing to take on the experiment, it will guide you, not necessarily right away, because of this particular reason, is that we are operating as our not self theme. So what happens is, in all of the areas where those centers are white, you are told through your family, through your parenting, through TV, that you should operate as something that you're not. And what we call that is your not self theme. Now, what happens is that this notion of the passenger consciousness is great, except that it's not that easy. It's very complicated because of the mind. The mind has a very intense way of grooving the thought patterns and keeping us stuck in our habitual thought process. Okay. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Dawn, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Um, I don't know what I said, but if there's a way to mispronounce a name, I will do it the first time and then I'll figure it out. So, Dawn, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. And so, when we decondition, we allow ourselves to let go of all of those things that we think are us. And it is a bitter pill to swallow. It's a huge wake up call, and it can be very, very painful. Okay. And it's very painful to take that journey. And the reason why I've been guided to do this work with all of you in the community is that I'm watching the group take on the experiment, and I've been doing it myself too. And Davidian, my partner, we're taking on this experiment, and life is intense. And even though we're learning it intellectually, there's a deeper level, which is experientially. And why I'm guided right now is to create an experiential moment for all of you in this community. And particularly, of course, for the people who are actually doing the certification course with me, I know where they're at, and I know having like a space, a container for going a little bit deeper is really necessary. So I always ask you guys, if you would, everybody who's here live, if you're willing to create a sacred space with me right here and right now, and that means everybody who's listening to the recording as well. So I'm asking if you'd be willing to kind of shut the door, turn off not Facebook, because some of you are watching on Facebook, but turn off like your phones and other screens and get really present, because when you do that, it creates a powerful energy for the entire group. So even if you're listening to the recording, just type in yes, I'm ready, or I'm willing, and type in yes in the chat, whether you're here live or whether you're listening to the recording. And if you're driving, just doing something like that, you might need to pause and come back to this, or just kind of pay attention. But everybody who's here live, just put a yes, because we're going to go into a deep process. And what the process is going to be about is about the actual experience of what it means to decondition. Because when I talk about the mind, what I'm talking about is that there are different levels of waves. We have alpha, we have beta, and we have the theta and the gamma, right? So yes. Okay. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Kiki. So just type in yes in the chat. Once I get like a good confirmation, we're going to dive in to, my hair is like totally wild. So once we get the confirmation, I'm going to go deeper. Okay. So I just want you guys to take a second to like kind of shut things down. So the brain is okay. So we are naturally operating at a state of like beta and alpha, right? And what happens is that in those states, we are in sort of a repeat of the thoughts and the patterns that have happened in the past, particularly trauma. Any type of trauma, it kind of like ingrains itself very deeply into our thought process. Like if you go back and think of your life, you're going to think more about a trauma than you will about like the day that you just walked to the park and nothing happened, right? You really don't remember that well. But trauma like creates a groove, and that groove repeats. Hey, we've got another projector, 2 for emotional. Meepan, good to have you. And so the brain repeats the thought process of particularly things that are hard. And oftentimes that is where we create that not self, particularly things where we've been insecure, our parents have told us we're not good enough. All of these things create a pattern, and they put us in a state of constant living the same sort of life, living that repeat, right? And the only way out of that is to kind of quiet the mind, shift the brain waves. And this is now all proven with science. And so you shift the brain waves. And obviously, I'm not a huge expert at this science, but you move into a theta. And once you move out of into that higher frequency, it allows the mind to form new ways of thinking, new aha moments, new heightened ways of being. And what human design is saying is that it allows you to then be yourself, your actual vehicle intelligence, your aura mechanics. And the reason why it's so important to know your human design is because then when you're grounded, because we have to be in grounded alpha states to and beta to drive the car and go to work and take care of emails and all of that. And so now we know how to operate as ourselves with our aura mechanics operating. So the first thing we're going to look at is the head. So that's the very top triangle, and it's either going to be filled in green or it's going to be white. So type in the chat whether it's white or whether you're defined. And what it's called, white is undefined. And then if it's colored in, it's called defined. And then if you have absolutely no hanging gates, it's called open. And if you don't know this, then you can post your chart. I'll help you decipher it. But the idea is that the chart at the very top triangle will look either undefined or defined. And what we're going to do today is a very deep process of going inside. And I'm getting a yes from everybody that they're ready to do the process. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at both the healthy and unhealthy perspective through a meditation of the undefined or defined head. And that's a place we're going to start today. So Dawn is undefined. Judy is undefined. Meepan is defined. Maria is undefined. Kiki is undefined. Okay, good. Thank you for typing it in. Daniel is undefined. Let's see, Dawn is undefined. Okay, awesome. So even if you're listening to the recording, go ahead and type it in. Hey, Kristen. Awesome. I have your chart, by the way. We're going to be looking at that in just a minute. And hers is undefined as well. So everybody, we're going to go into a little bit of a deeper process now. And Amber's undefined. Okay, great. So here's what we're going to do. I want you guys to take in a breath with me. You can feel the power of this through time and space, because if you're listening to the recording, you're going to be going into this moment with us now. So everybody take a breath in with me, and I want you to just bring your attention into the body. And when you do that, you heighten this moment. You heighten the energy of the now. So everybody come into this moment with me, this now moment, and feel the frequency of your cells aligning, coming on board when you feel the body and you feel what's going on. You feel the tingling of the cells moving through the breath, feeling your bones, feeling the weight of your body sitting in a chair. And I want you just to feel this for a moment. Get really present with me. Everybody take a breath in and notice the power of this dynamic energy that we're creating here as a group. And I want you to feel into the head. And what we're going to do is we're going to explore the deconditioning process of the head. And what that means is if you are white and you are undefined, what you might feel is a pressure to figure things out for other people. Figure out the thoughts of what other people are thinking about. You might be thinking about things all the time. You might feel the pressure to take action on things that you think about. You might feel pressure to take action on the inspiration. So what I want you to do, if you're defined now, what you might feel is an intensity around your mental process onto yourself, using your mental process, because you do have a lot of power in the mind if you are defined, to turn it inward on yourself, finding out about yourself and putting pressure, mental pressure on you as well as other people to think what you might be thinking about. Okay? Now, the healthy expression for someone who is defined, that means you're colored in. I want you guys to feel this with me, okay? And then we'll do the undefined in just one moment. The healthy expression for someone who is defined. Breathe in, stay with me here, stay with me. The healthy expression is that you have inspiration. You use your mind to inspire others. You use your mind to think about things, but not act on them. To think about things, but do not use them for your decision-making process. Very important. Very important. Stay with the energy here. And now we're going to focus on those of you who are undefined, and this is many of you. This is where we've been conditioned the most, is when we're open and undefined here. And we take on people's ideas and thoughts, and we think they're ours. And we think we need to have a thought and then take action on it. Okay? So the healthy expression of the undefined head is to let go of the confusion. Do not abdicate your thinking to anyone else. Do not ever let anyone think for you. Not a church, a priest, a shaman, no one. Not a husband or wife. Do not abdicate your thinking. Do not ever let anyone think for you. Let your thoughts move through, okay? Let your thoughts move through, but do not hold on to them. Do not take action on them, and allow them to just move through. Allow inspiration to come in and go out. So feel the power in that. Feel the power in a healthy expression of the head. Do you feel the lightness moving through the space? The lightness and awareness? Now, come back into the room, and I want you guys to know that this is one of the areas that has the most confusion on the planet, is how we think and take action on our thoughts. Defined head, you're supposed to inspire, but not push your thought onto anybody else. Okay? Undefined head. Let go of the confusion. You do not need to solve anyone else's mental pressure. Now, undefined head, you also may be a channel. You may have access to higher realms. You may hear other people's thoughts, okay? Because you're absorbing and amplifying the world around you. And the power in the undefined head is not attaching and taking action. It's not letting yourself go into mental confusion, and allowing yourself to rewire the thought process. Okay? The mind will think, just like the heart beats. The mind will think. Now, when we let go and become aware, now we move into higher frequencies. You feel the lightness. You feel how the mind is working. And now we can catch ourselves when we go into a negative thought. We can catch ourselves when we say things like, I can't do that because I'll never make enough money. I cannot do that because everybody tells me it's not okay. So now we're going to take the new thought and just be like, I see that. We're not going to just let it be a passenger. We're going to rewire it. Rewire, which is, I hear that thought and that's not mine. And I'd like for you to say something like, I know things work out for me. I know I'm being led to the correct path for me. I know that all of my needs are met. Now, this actually does work if you're defined or undefined, because the thoughts, they operate a little bit differently, but rewiring will work for both in different ways. But the idea is that the negative or positive, the way your mind thinks, can be rewired in higher frequency. Now, once it's thinking a new thought, then it's going to operate differently. So, for example, if you're defined, then you're going to be able to generate a higher inspiration for those around you. Then you start conditioning a higher, more positive frequency for those around you, right? And for those of you who are undefined, now you know that our thoughts actually do open more synchronicities. And so now we witness how those thoughts are operating. We do not take action on them, right? Because that is based on strategy and authority. But we rewire them. And now that we have space, we can see where the thoughts are coming from. Now, just as a heads up, oftentimes the mind will speak to you in all of the not self themes. So we just did the head today. Okay. We're going to go through some more, but that was the head. But the mind actually speaks to you in all of the not self themes. So if you have an undefined sacral, your mind will speak to you in the theme of, I can't keep up. I don't have enough energy. Okay. But you can see that just rewiring the negative thinking, how it's going to serve every single part of the deconditioning process, right? So everybody just take a breath in with me, and I want you just to go back through and feel the aliveness moving through your body in sight, and allow that energy to move all the way up through the top of the head and all the way down through your feet. And allow yourself to open your heart for a moment and trust the universe is guiding me to my highest expression. I am willing to learn new things, see new things, allow my mind to think new ways of being are coming through, and feel the excitement and the energy of that, because that is power. That is power. We are in a process of human evolution where we get to redefine how we're operating and how we're living on the planet. There's so much upgraded intel. So I want you to think of human design as upgrading your human suit. And it's through contemplation, awareness, learning this stuff, and then providing this space that we did today to close your eyes and to feel into the power when you shift. And when you're able to watch your mind and let it shift out of its pattern. Okay. So I want to really honor everybody who's here live, who's been going through this process with me, who's going through this deconditioning. I hope that was powerful for you guys. Did you feel the shift of going through the unhealthy and healthy expressions of undefined and defined? Powerful, right? Really powerful stuff. So I really want to honor you guys for showing up and being willing to unplug, which is really hard to do because life is intense. Taking the time to, close out other screens, get present, and really explore the insights of what's happening in your mind. So was that powerful for you guys? What's really important for me is to provide a little deeper space for that process. And it's hard to do when I'm not really seeing you, right? So, so it's a journey for me as well to like really create and hold that space for everybody and to really create that container. Was that powerful, Judy? Oh, charisma, honey. Mwah. So good to see you and feel your energy. So I really want to honor and thank you for everybody who's in my groups for coming today, because I really wanted to provide some extra space for us to all come together and really breathe and get really present. Some aha moments. Oh my God, Christopher, yay. That's just what I needed. Yay. Awesome. Thank you guys for letting me know, because I want to keep doing these and go deeper and deeper. And like we'll all go, show up ready to go deeper with each time we show up, because we'll get used to the energy and being through the digital space and through the airwaves, and feeling the power of the group. So keep your eyes out. I will continue to do more of these lives to create the space. Also, those we are about to start my certification. Some of you are already joining and doing it with me, so thank you. And some of you are interested in joining as well the certification program. And I'm telling you, it is so incredibly powerful. If you are interested, you want to go through the certification with me, just let me know. You can email me at support@raquelreina.com and just say, I'm interested in the certification, how it works. We're opening level 1 and level 2. And so if you've done work with me and you want to go right into level 2, we're going to open that up possibly. And then we're going to go into, for those of you who are brand new and you're ready to jump in, we're going to start level 1. So a little bit about the certification is, it is literally, quite literally, the most beautiful experiences I've ever had. And I really honestly, like, I've never felt so completely transformed by anything. It's a little extreme, but it's super powerful. So if you're feeling the call at all, and I know some of you are already doing it with me, and I love you. You guys know how much I love you. And I want to, again, keep creating this dynamic space for deeper meditations for you guys. So I know some of you have already emailed me asking for more intel about it. And we will, we're happy to like kind of explain what's going on. So just let us know, support@raquelreina.com. And thank you guys for showing up live. I hope that was really powerful for you. If you need to, go back, re-listen. For those of you who are projectors, we did also just put out the invitation video today. If you haven't seen it yet, it is live. And by the way, the invitation video for projectors is like the most important thing that you could possibly ever do, because projectors, I think that there's nothing like human design for a projector, and you have to learn how to wait for the invitation, and it's really not a simple thing to do. So I had a lot of fun creating that video. Let's see, we got some good chats here. So let me just take a second to look at the chats. Dawn, I just realized that having an undefined head with 5 other undefined centers as well, that I have a shit ton of deconditioning to become aware of, and I only have defined mind, throat, and sacral. I hear you, Dawn. I have only 3 defined as well. And so I've been through a lot of deconditioning, and it does get easier, okay? But it's intense. That's pretty much all I can say, is that it is intense. So now I do want to spend a little time on Kristen. Is Kristen still here live? I'm going to look at her chart because I said that I would. And I'm going to try and look at people's charts as well when I do these lives. If you post them in advance, then I will try and look at them. Amber, the certification program is amazing. I'm getting ready to lead a moon ceremony for the Pisces new moon tonight. Oh my God, it's Pisces new moon. Woo. And I'm going to introduce the group to human design. I need to prepare a little bit, but I'm really excited and I only feel ready because of the certification program. That's awesome, girl. I'm super excited for you. And that's exactly it, is you are ready now to really kind of bring this intel out into the world. And the thing is, if you're feeling called to do that, it's super important because the intel is really needed on the planet right now. People really need to understand how to trust themselves and how to empower themselves. And it's very hard to do because so many people are in situations they're uncomfortable with, and it's super hard to get out of those situations. And yet we're designed to live satisfying lives, and we're designed to be recognized as projectors. And yet, if you're trying to keep up and you're in a career or job that's overworking you and burning you out, then it's very, very hard to be recognized. And so this intel it's on the cusp of hitting the collective. And so we need warriors to go through the process and to then bring it out to the world. And Amber, you are ready to do that. You are already a leader and you're going through so much of your own transformation. So I'm very excited about your new moon ceremony. You're going to have to tell us all about it. I cannot wait to hear more about it. And yeah, it's super, super fantastic. So I'm going to look at Kristen's charts. She is in our Facebook group. If you're not in there yet, it's the Spiritualized Entrepreneurs Awakening to Their Next Level. And she is a splenic projector. And she has one hanging gate off of her head. So I'm going to talk about that since that's what we kind of did a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit more about her chart. She only has a defined spleen and a defined root. Okay, so she's a splenic projector, and having one gate, unconscious gate in the individual mind is really a kind of the gates of madness. It's unconscious too. So a lot of thinking that isn't necessary, a lot of pressure. And Kristen, you can let me know if this is true for you, but a lot of pressure to think about things that are coming through, individual things, and a lot of pressure to kind of figure out why and figure out like how, the unthinkable, and things that we may never know how it operates. And so there's a lot of pressure for her. And because she's so open, she's probably taken on the weight of the world in a lot of different ways, taking on a lot of pressure and absorbed and amplified that pressure. Once she really gets down to, she is a motorized spleen because of the root is a motor. So she does have energy as a projector. And but once she really can drop it into the spleen, making decisions and taking it out of the mind, she's gonna go. And I don't know, Kristen, if you've been through that process yet where you're really able to touch into the spleen. Do we have any other splenic projectors here? So the spleen is a really, really really delicate, it's like, it's kind of like the hummingbird, which if you guys are friends with me, you know that I'm having a hummingbird experience. That the babies were hatched, by the way. I'm going to post that video today too. That's for another story, but I swear to God, I accidentally videoed myself talking to Davidian about it, and I was like crying. I thought I had videoed and turned it off, but it was like me crying. Davidian's like, "You're freaking out." Okay. Yes, I'm constantly thinking, and I could feel the pressure in my head when we were going through the deconditioning exercise. No, I would really love to. I get stuck in my head a lot, right? Yes. So the spleen is very hard to heal. It's very subtle. It's as subtle as like the hummingbird. It's so subtle. And it really does take like first the mind is very loud. But the root pressure is also very, very loud. The root pressure to get things done for you. And that's also going to be louder than probably your spleen. And so, really get the more you can do this exercise today and do it over and over again, like really letting your mind be quiet and really going through the meditation and feeling the body getting present. And yes, it's a lot of deconditioning because you do have a lot of undefined areas. But slowly but surely, the spleen will begin to take over. And when it takes over, it moves your life, it moves your body, and it begins the process of the 5432 is your channel, which is the dreams realized, right? It's drive, but it's also enlightenment and darkenment. So I don't know where you are with your drives and your dreams, but you are really designed to figure that out. And it's a little harder because you're a splenic projector, but you will, if you can really get that deep inner, um it's not even a feeling, it's just for me, some people feel their spleen. And if you're splenic projector, you can let us know. For me, it's really just like it moves me. It moves me to do things without me even thinking about it. So I hope that's helpful, Kristen. And thank you guys all for being here live. I'm really honored and blessed to share this Friday with you, this Friday of deconditioning. And like I said, we're going to keep this process going. So if you are not a subscriber to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe and make sure you ring the bell and you'll be notified of all of our live events. If you haven't yet checked out the projector new invitation video, I really highly recommend you take some time to do that. And I will look forward to continuing this process with you guys. If you want to go on the certification journey with us, let me know. support@raquelreina.com, or you can private message me, and I will look forward to connecting with you guys. It's a really sacred process. And we teach you how to read charts too, so you can professionally do this stuff. So with that said, keep your eyes open for the next video. We will be back. I'd like to say every week, but I got to make sure I got the energy for that. But that's my intention, Fridays. So mwah, I heart you guys. And be sure to take the time to explore your design, be present, and unleash your genius. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend.